Well, it appears as though Harvey has found himself in some difficulty again. Who is Marjorie teeting with, purportedly? The Guardian, the person, gracious God, this he's in a striking showcase of balance in the midst of a preparing embarrassment. The Harvey family, eminent for their fortitude, as of late stepped into the spotlight at the Grio Grants. Steve Harvey, 66, expert of functions and family man, cut a sharp figure in a shimmering dark suit and his signature sepia shades. The awards, a guide for honoring African American community stalwarts, turned into a background for something more private. The Harvey's solidarity under a microscope, the G. Grants Steve subtitled on Instagram. His family, by his side, all grins before a sparkling gold drapery. This ideal preview was set contrary to what would be expected of inescapable reports. Discusses Marjorie Harvey's unfaithfulness and a stunning $200 million separation settlement hummed around. Other than your relationship with God, who you decide to use whatever is left of your existence with is the absolute most significant choice you will at any point make. The Gossip Factories produced their accounts in late August with murmurs that Marjorie Harvey had wandered with somebody inside their inward circle, supposedly their own cook and protector. The talk of the settlement appeared to highlight the weightiness of the circumstance, however, no substantial proof surfaced. Please welcome the chick of my fantasies, my better half. Applause. Marjorie the Harvey, confronting the bits of hearsay head-on, decided to address the murmurs openly at Put Fest in Atlanta. Steve Harvey, with his trademark blend of what's more, gruffness, dissipated the tales to a crowd holding up with blurred breath. Before I begin, just let me say I'm fine. Not to be outshone, Marjorie Harvey's Instagram was her stage to counter the claims, supporting for the couple's versatility in the midst of the tides of tattle. On a more nitty-gritty note, the Grio Grants saw Steve Harvey venturing out at first performance, dressing his best, a serious articulation matching his sparkling clothing, a gold drapery setting the stage behind him. Marjorie Harvey, ever the commendation went to her better half, stood rich and white with Lori, 26, the receptive girl and socialite, and the seldom-seen Winton, 26, flanking their folks. The family, together fa the cameras, a unified front regardless of the whirling bits of hearsay. Yet, the murmurs endure in the midst of the sparkling facade of family solidarity. Steve Harvey's financial moves are turning into a hot topic among the people who intently notice the crossing point of big name and trade. Reports are sifting through the monetary incredible tie that the TV host and comic has been unobtrusively offloading. Prime Resources, a prime Atlanta property, changed hands getting a cool $34 pennies million. A deal executed with a quickness that could propose a quiet caution sounding behind the lavish shades of the Harvey occupants. Steve Harvey's name surfaces in the record books of prominent financial backers as he leaves positions in productive stocks. Monetary examiners who incline toward the shroud of obscurity speculate on the purposes for such a move. You try not to simply exchange that degree of resources without an arrangement, declares a voice from the labyrinth of Wall Street's halls. The surmising is clear, as it seems to be twofold. This could be victory of monetary methodology or a misery signal from an individual gust man. Blemish, the thing that blemish is not letting you know, telling everyone business. Okay, now don't allow me to begin telling business. The public, ever enthusiastic for a story, builds its own story from the coals of these exchanges. As the gossip mail turns a story of burning liquid resources, it indicates an individual life in motion, expecting significant movements that frequently require a robust monetary runway. The Harvey family's realm, incorporating media, lifestyle, and diversion, is investigated for breaks that could send shockwaves through their broad enterprising undertakings. For a tribe whose brand is inseparable from harmony and astute dealings, the size of Steve Harvey's resource sales is not simply significant, it's electrifying. This polarity of public victories against the setting of private dealings draws the aggregate look. The blend of monetary goodies, intellectual hypotheses, and determined tattle wins around a story of a family at a crucial junction. As the Harvey keep a facade of invulnerability, the crowd stays cautious, taking apart each new snippet of information with unquenchable interest. Considering these occasions, it's appropriate to specify that Steve Harvey's monetary sharpness has fundamentally reinforced his total assets, which is assessed at $280 million starting around 20123, gathering up to $100,000 per episode. Harvey remains as one of the business top workers. His domain, Steve Harvey Worldwide, envelopes his creation tries in different other business interests, including the renowned Miss Universe contest facilitating gig. Harvey's abundance is a demonstration of his business ability, having seen an amazing increment of 12,200 over the past 10 years. Such a figure depicts a man adroit at navigating the torrents of finance, a long way from the juvenile humorist of yesteryears. His fortune likewise comes from his earnings as a charming host for TV luxuries like Miss Universe, supporting his remaining as a monetary titan in the realm of the stage. Amid the ghost of outrage, a viable and maybe pre-planned story begins to come to fruition around Steve Harvey's new monetary choices. With an expected total assets of $280 million, the potential ramifications of a separation settlement could be colossal. Given that Georgia is an impartial dissemination state, Marjorie could be qualified for an impartial share, possibly 50% of their amassed fortune should the couple at any point choose to head out in different directions. Legitimately thinking about this, the chess-like situating of Steve's resources could be interpreted as more than a simple occurrence. It's not outside the realm of inspiration to find that Harvey, knowledgeable in the craft of the arrangement, is in a calculated way realting assets. Some could even recommend he is adroitly ring-fencing his abundance, fully expecting any conjugal disturbance that could arise. While such vital thinking ahead is speculative, it lines up with the activities of a man who, monetary shrewd, has seen his total assets soar by 12,200 in 10 years. Witnesses could gather that the liquidation of resources, especially moving assets away from the substantial and into more liquid structures, could manage the cost of Harvey the adaptability expected to explore through any potential individual commotion. This wouldn't be abnormal for a person of his discernment known for intensifying profit and facilitating top-level occasions like the Miss Universe rivalry. As the glimmer of the Grio grants blurred, the Harvey found themselves confronting charges that threatened to overturn the account of family solidarity they've introduced. Large Blast, once entrusted with safeguarding the Harvey family, has broken the similarity to quiet by guaranteeing a disguised truth. Now you know that girl Lore Harvey, right? Indeed, well, I'm Harvey's B. This stunner has incited people in general to question the respectability of the family structure, the lifespan of the claimed undertaking, and the ramifications of a covered-up potations of